There is some closure tonight after a couple's adventure of a lifetime turned into a lifetime of heartbreak for their families and an emotional legal battle.
Gabby Petito's story captivated the nation from the very beginning.
You would have let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't you let you in the car? Because of
told
your
me
OCD?
told me I needed to calm down.
This body camera video is from 2021. Moab police responded to a domestic dispute between Gabby and her then fiance Brian Laundrie. Soon after, Gabby was gone, and there was an all-out nationwide search for her. Then Brian showed up at his parents' house in Northport alone, driving Gabby's van. Then Brian also vanished.
Over the course of a few months, they were both found dead, thousands of miles from each other. Gabby's body in a shallow grave at Grand Teton National Park. She'd been strangled to death. Brian was found in Northport's Carlton Reserve. He had taken his own life. Gabby's parents filed an emotional distress lawsuit against the Laundries in 2022, claiming the Laundries knew Brian had killed their daughter, but said nothing. Tonight, after 2 years, it's settled. Thank you for joining us. I'm Amanda Hall.
And I'm Russ McCaskey. Many people want to know what the Laundries might have done to make the Petitos have a change of heart.
The Night Beat's Justin Case joins us live from Gabby's memorial outside Northport City Hall. Justin, what are we hearing from Gabby's parents?
Well, Gabby's parents say the whole point of the civil suit against the parents of Brian Laundrie was for answers, and we could actually read the deposition where Brian Laundrie's parents were deposed, and the attorneys representing the Gabby Petito family seemed to push the parents of Brian Laundrie for answers about what exactly they knew and when they knew it. And tonight, Gabby Petito's parents say they have the answers they were looking for. What a difference 2.5 years makes. 2.5 years ago, mobs of people camped outside the home of Brian Laundrie's parents, demanding answers, demanding they tell investigators what they knew about what happened to Gabby. 2.5 years later, the Laundrie home is quiet, dark, and has a large privacy hedge blocking much of the front of their home. The other difference now is Gabby's parents finally have answers. Chris and Roberta Laundrie were deposed as part of the legal action taken against them by Gabby's parents. The transcripts are hundreds of pages long, and what stood out to us is the use of the word frantic. The word came up 6 times during the deposition of Brian's mother, 17 times during the deposition of Brian's father. The word is used to describe a phone call with Brian Laundrie on August 29th, 2021, the day that Chris Laundrie says, quote, "Things hit the fan." Chris Laundrie called his son Brian on the 29th, and according to the deposition, Brian was frantic, kept frantically repeating the line, "Gabby's gone, Gabby's gone, Gabby's gone." Chris, in his deposition, said Brian was speaking fast, sounded panicked, and during the call, he says Brian kept repeating that he needed help, needed a lawyer. Later that night, when Brian was driving Gabby's van back from Wyoming after he'd already killed her, he called his mother, and by that time, the family had already lawyered up. Brian's parents claim they never asked their son about what happened to Gabby because their lawyer told them not to. Brian's parents say they also ignored all calls and texts from Gabby's parents because that's what their lawyer wanted them to do. And the day Brian got back to their Northport home is the exact day his parents cut a check for $25,000 to their attorney, but they claim they never knew what happened to Gabby, never asked, never knew. And during the deposition, attorneys pushed Brian's mother for answers. They said that Gabby was someone she claimed to love, someone that she was set to welcome as a member of her own family because, of course, Gabby and Brian were engaged to be married. And they asked Roberta Laundrie, was she not concerned about the safety and well-being of her future daughter-in-law? And she told the attorneys, quote, "I was concerned for my son," end quote. Live on the Night Beat, Justin Case, Wink News.